I'm Deanna. Sitting in my new, secure condo, free from the shadow of hidden cameras, I'm reflecting on the whirlwind of events that led me here. It was a battle that tested my strength and redefined my understanding of family. The trial against my stalker, Victor Reed, was in full swing. I was on the witness stand, detailing the 18-month-long nightmare. The courtroom was hushed, and my voice echoed as I described the constant terror, random phone calls at all hours, dead flowers on my doorstep, and photos of me slipped under my door with menacing red scrawled messages that said, "You belong to me." The prosecutor asked, "Can you identify the defendant as the man who stalked you?" I looked straight at Victor, a former co-worker who turned my life into a living hell after I rejected his advances. "Yes, that's him," I said firmly. Then, Victor's lawyer stood up. "Ms. Thompson, isn't it true that you led my client on? That you had drinks with him after work?" I replied, "Once, with 6 other co-workers. And after that, I made it clear I wasn't interested in dating him." Just then, my phone, face down on the witness stand, buzzed. Judge Miller gave me a sharp look, and I quickly silenced it. The cross-examination went on for another hour, with each question designed to make me seem paranoid and attention-seeking. When the recess finally came, I checked my phone. There were 17 missed calls and dozens of texts. The latest one was from my neighbor. "Deanna, why is there a for sale sign in your yard?" My blood ran cold. I scrolled up and found a Facebook post from my cousin, Madison. It was time-stamped an hour ago and read, "Just listed my cousin's place. The commission will pay for my dream wedding. Ring me. #real estate #Brittany-on-a-budget." Attached were photos of my safe house. This was the house the police helped me secure after Victor broke into my apartment. Its address was protected by a court order, but Madison had just broadcast it to the world. I stumbled out of the courthouse and called Madison. She answered on the 3rd ring, and I could hear champagne glasses clinking in the background. "Deanna, did you see? I'm going to be a real estate mogul. Your little house is going to pay for my wedding." I was in shock. "You listed my house?" "My house?" She retorted, "Technically, I listed my house. Grandma left it to both of us, remember? And since you're too caught up in your court drama to handle adult responsibilities, I took the initiative." "Madison, that house isn't Grandma's estate property. I bought it myself 8 months ago, and it's supposed to be a secret." "I have a stalker," I pleaded. She scoffed, "Oh, please, you're always so dramatic. Anyway, the agent is showing it this afternoon." The first couple loved the photos. I asked, "What agent?" She replied, "Dr. Ava Harris from Elite Realty. She says we could get $400,000 in this market. Do you know what kind of wedding that could buy?" The name Ava Harris hit me like a ton of bricks. Dr. Ava Harris was my property law professor from 10 years ago. She'd written recommendation letters for my detective application and knew exactly who I was and why I needed a safe house. "Madison, take the listing down now," I demanded. "Can't. Already signed contracts. Ava says we could have offers by tonight," she said nonchalantly. I hung up and immediately called Ava. She answered on the 1st ring. "Detective Thompson, I was just about to call you. Your cousin is trying to sell your safe house. Should I call the prosecutor, or will you?" I said, "Professor Harris?" She replied, "It's Ava now, Deanna. And yes, I recognized your name as soon as Madison contacted me. I've been stalling her while trying to reach you. I assume she doesn't actually have ownership." I explained, "No. She's confused about inheritance properties. This is my house, bought with my money and held in a trust to keep my name off public records. My stalker is on trial right now." Ava said, "I'm aware. I've been following the case. Deanna, I need to tell you something. Madison didn't just list the house. She's been shopping it to multiple agencies. She told me she's already given 3 tours using a spare key. I felt my legs give way. She's been bringing strangers to my house? I'm afraid so, she said. I have the names of the agents she contacted and screenshots of her posts on various real estate groups, including the address and photos of every room. Deanna, your security is completely compromised. I sank onto a courthouse bench, trying to process this betrayal. Madison knew about Victor. She was at the family dinners where I broke down, explaining why I had to move, why I couldn't share my new address, and why I missed her engagement party because Victor showed up there. Ava, what do I do? I asked. She replied, first, I'm filing a formal complaint with the real estate board about the fraudulent listing. Second, I'm sending you all the screenshots and documentation. Third, you need to get somewhere safe immediately. If Madison posted the address publicly, Victor could already know where you live. I was nauseous at the thought. I'm calling the prosecutor now. This is at least witness tampering. She asked, where are you? Still at the courthouse. I have to testify again in 30 minutes. I'll handle this. You focus on putting that bastard away, she said. I called Detective Leo Cruz, my former partner who'd been handling the security aspects of my case. Leo, Madison listed my safe house. The address is public. He cursed. How public? Multiple real estate sites, social media. She's given tours. Leo, if Victor's friends see this. I'm sending units to your house now. Deanna, you can't go back there, he said. I knew he was right. 8 months of feeling safe were gone because my cousin wanted a fancier wedding. We'll find you another place. For now, finish your testimony. I'll handle Madison, he said. I returned to court and somehow managed to complete my testimony, even though I knew my sanctuary had been violated. Victor smirked throughout, and I wondered if he already knew. As soon as the court adjourned, Prosecutor Grace Turner pulled me aside. Ava Harris called. We're adding witness tampering charges. Your cousin is in serious trouble. I said weakly, she's an idiot, not a criminal. Grace replied, she compromised a protected witness's location during active testimony. That's criminal whether she meant it or not. Just then, my phone rang. It was Leo. Deanna, we swept your house. Someone's been inside. Nothing was taken, but there were fresh muddy footprints. Your bedroom window was unlocked from the inside. My knees buckled, and Grace caught my arm, guiding me to a chair. He was in my house. Victor was in my bedroom, I whispered. We don't know that for certain, she said. But I knew. Who else would break in and take nothing? Who else would unlock my bedroom window? I was shaking. Oh, God, what if he made copies of keys? What if he's been there before? Grace's face was grim. I'm calling the judge. This changes everything. Within an hour, my life fell apart even more. The judge issued an emergency order to seal all real estate listings, but the damage was done. Screenshots were circulating on social media, and Madison's original post had been shared dozens of times before deletion. Madison was in full meltdown mode when the police brought her in for questioning. This is insane, she screeched when I saw her at the station. I was trying to help. You never use that house anyway. I live there, I shouted. It's my home, the only place I felt safe. She scoffed, you're being dramatic. It's just some guy who has a crush on you. I lost it. He broke into my apartment 5 times. He left dead animals on my doorstep. He sent me photos of myself sleeping. I was crying, months of suppressed fear pouring out. And you just gave him my new address. Finally, a flicker of understanding crossed her face. But I didn't know it was that serious. I told you. At Thanksgiving, at Christmas, at your engagement party that he crashed. I told you over and over, I said. I thought you were exaggerating. You always make everything about yourself. Grace stepped forward. Ms. Thompson, you're being charged with reckless endangerment and interference with a witness. You have the right to remain silent. As they led her away, Madison screamed, "You're ruining my wedding. How am I supposed to pay for it now?" Ava arrived at the station with a thick folder. Every post, every listing, every contact she made. "Deanna, I'm so sorry. If I'd known sooner." "You stopped it as soon as you could," I said. "Thank you for calling me." She added, "There's more. One of the agents Madison contacted mentioned that a man claiming to be your husband came to view the house yesterday. Tall, dark-haired, very interested in the bedroom layout. I knew it was Victor. Leo returned from the house with evidence bags. We found cameras, Deanna. Hidden cameras in your bedroom, bathroom, and living room. They were wirelessly transmitting. He's been watching you for God knows how long. I ran to the bathroom and vomited. All those nights I thought I was safe. He'd been watching me. When I returned, pale and shaky, Grace was on the phone with the judge. "Your Honor, we need to revoke his bail immediately." "Yes, the cameras are confirmed." The defendant had access to the victim's safe house thanks to the compromised listing. The trial resumed the next day with heightened security. Victor's smirk was gone, replaced by fury as the prosecutor detailed the hidden cameras found in my home. His lawyer tried to argue there was no proof Victor had placed them, but the serial numbers were traced to purchases on his credit card. "Your client not only stalked Miss Thompson," Grace said, "but when she found safety, he used her cousin's greed and stupidity to violate that sanctuary. He turned her safe house into his personal viewing platform." The jury took less than 2 hours to convict Victor on all counts. He was sentenced to 25 years in prison, with no parole for 15. As they led him away, he stared at me with such hatred that the bailiff stepped closer. "This isn't over," he mouthed. Madison's case was less high profile but no less devastating for her. She pled guilty to reckless endangerment and got 2 years probation plus 500 hours of community service. The real estate board revoked her newly obtained license, and her fiancé called off the wedding. "You ruined my life," she screamed at me outside the courthouse. "All because you couldn't handle a little attention from a man." I replied, "No, Madison. You ruined your own life by valuing a party over my safety. You knew I was testifying against a dangerous man, and you broadcast my location for commission money." She tried to slap me, but Leo caught her wrist. "Assault on a police officer. Want to add jail time to your probation?" Madison stormed off, and I never saw her again. Some family members understood the severity of what she'd done, while others thought I'd overreacted. I cut contact with anyone who thought exposing a stalking victim's location was acceptable. Ava became an unexpected ally. She testified at Madison's hearing about the real estate fraud and then helped me sell the compromised house safely. We found a buyer who understood the situation and agreed to enhanced security measures. Over coffee after the closing, Ava said, "I've been thinking about starting a program. Real estate agents trained specifically in handling sensitive situations, witness protection, domestic violence survivors, stalking victims. Would you consult?" I said, "Absolutely." 6 months later, Ava's Safe Haven Realty launched. It now operates in 12 states, providing secure property services for vulnerable populations. Every agent is background checked, trained in security protocols, and required to sign NDAs. I found a new place, a condo in a building with excellent security, bought through Ava's program under multiple layers of legal protection. Only 4 people know the address, and none of them are family. The first night in my new place, I sat in my living room, free from hidden cameras, and cried. Not from fear or sadness, but from relief. Victor was in prison, Madison was facing consequences, and I'd learned that sometimes, the people who should protect us are the ones who hurt us the most. My phone buzzed. A text from Leo, building security confirms all quiet. Get some sleep, partner. Another from Ava, your story inspired 3 more survivors to come forward about property-related stalking. You're helping people heal. And one from Grace, heard from the prison. Victor's in solitary after starting a fight. Seems he's not adjusting well. Meanwhile, you're thriving. Best revenge is a life well lived. She was right. Despite the terror, the betrayal, and the upheaval of my life, I was okay. More than okay. I was free. Madison had wanted to profit from my house, but instead, she'd shown me who truly deserved to be in my life. Family isn't about blood, it's about the people who protect your safety. And I'd found my new family in Ava, Leo, and Grace.